Hi guys, welcome to my channel. In today's reading, we are taking a look at what is lying ahead for us, what is coming around the corner, what is in the future for us pretty much. So I'm going to get 3 significator cards for you. For the 3 piles, for pile number 1, please. 1 card for pile number 1. The Moth. Pile number 2, please. We have the Turtle. Pile number 3. Y'all, it is raining today, and we need the rain. We have gone, I think, about a month without any rain, and our fields are pretty brown and dry. So if you do hear the breeze or the rain in the background. All right, so we're going to take the top card, and we have Unicorn. All right, let's see. Oh my goodness, my daughter's dog is whining in the background. Apologize. All right, so for pile number 1, you have the Moth and this stone right here, which is a type of brecciated jasper. It's one that has been put together with resin, but is composed of lots of ocean debris, jaspers. There can be metals in here, meteorites in here, fossils, corals, all kinds of things. It's just a conglomeration of different materials, and it is beautiful. So that is going to be pile number 1. For pile number 2, we have the Turtle, and that is with selenite. I love this wand right here. It's very translucent. This is real selenite, not the satin spar. Okay. For pile number 3, we got the really pretty Unicorn with Shattagite. Alright, so take a look at the piles. Choose the one that you're most drawn to. If it's more than one, that's okay too. There may be more than one message in each pile meant for you at the time of what is waiting ahead for you. If you need more time to choose which pile is calling to you, just push the pause button and meditate further. I will see you at your readings. The timestamps are listed below. Welcome pile number 1, everybody who chose the Sea Sediment Jasper or the Moth card. This is your reading. Alright, so with the combination of these two, the Sea Sediment Jasper with the Moth card, what I'm picking up for you is there may be something that's coming to the surface, an emotion, or maybe an emotion that is looking for transformation, something that's coming to light for you. It's something that's maybe been in something in the subconscious mind, something that's from the past, something that's coming forward into the light to be addressed right now. And with the Sea Sediment Jasper connected to the ocean and the in space, because it does contain meteorites within it. There is something that is coming deep from within you and is wanting to move forward. So let's take a look at some more of your cards. Pile number 1. Okay, so let's place the Moth right here in the center of the reading. Alright, we have the High Lord of Gratitude and Service, Selflessness, Humility, Conscious Action. Let's put you right here because there's something that's coming to light. There's an illumination taking place. Maybe restoring balance. What else is ahead of the path? We have creature, fire, choose freedom. Yeah, setting yourself free from something that's that comes from the past. a program, a belief system, the way that you feel about something is transforming, and you're receiving illumination, some peace, some higher perspective, some insights into this experience and the reason that these situations occurred, the reason why you chose to go through this experience, through this pain, through this trauma, through these lessons. Yeah, and you're starting to face them head on, fearlessly, standing in your truth, standing in your power. Yeah, so if you're not already doing that, that is what is ahead on the path for you. You're going to be able to face your fear and conquer it, and then transform it, bring it to light, having these higher perspectives on the situation. Become the elixir. Let your glow do the heavy lifting. Yeah, you're going to be receiving this information, these downloads, a perception of how you see things, and allowing yourself to cleanse your emotions, cleanse your perception. And that light, when you face your fears and you understand them and you've brought them to light, bringing them to the surface, there is amount of freedom that comes from that, some healing that comes from that. And sometimes it can be painful, yes, but that is the cleansing and the healing element to it, because you have to stand in, face the fear, acknowledge the fear, acknowledge what you went through, and come to that place of acceptance in order for you to move forward. And then to also look at it from this higher perception. We have this hawk here. The hawk is one that has a high perception. It's very perceptive. It has to be very observant, and it has taught you to observe things from a specific or a certain type of perspective, a way that you see things. And maybe through this experience, it has taught you to be very observant of your surroundings and everything that's around you, so that you knew, when something was, going down around you where you need to protect yourself, you learned how to do that through some of these experiences that you had to go through. You weren't just somebody who sits around and waits for things to happen. You actually became somebody who became stronger because of that. You have faced your fears. You've overcome so much. You didn't choose to become the victim and use an excuse to maybe behave poorly or make bad decisions. And there may have been a time in your life where you rebelled against what was happening to you because it was hard to deal with. But essentially, in the end, you have chosen to free yourself from these experiences and free yourself from these patterns of having to go through another cycle, whether you've been experiencing the same repetitive patterns or not. And this could be from lifetimes before this lifetime. You've chosen now to face your fears and conquer them and stand in the truth, stand in your light, to be brave and face them, and to liberate yourself from these patterns, from these experiences, so that you could become the elixir, you become the healer. You are your own healer, and you've chosen to heal yourself. We have Neptune vision. Yeah, that higher perspective, what is coming in for you is this new perspective, is this higher perspective. The way that you see things is going to shift. If they haven't been already, you're going to start getting awakenings. You're going to start getting understandings. This light that's coming in, these solar flares that we're getting bombarded with every single day. This light holds information. It holds data. And the more that we can go into our shadows and into the darkness, and we illuminate them by bringing our awareness, by bringing our consciousness, shining the light into the shadow, into our fear, and trying to understand it and process it. And all you're trying to do is, the shadow is a child that's afraid of the dark. And so what you're trying to do is teach that child not to be afraid of the dark, because what's in there are our tools. It's buried treasure. It's meant to keep us away, but inside of there are all of our tools. It's all of our gifts. It's all of our blessings. And you have to be brave enough to stand in the fire and bring that light with you into the darkness and bring that illumination, bring your vision, bring your awareness into that dark space so that you can have this higher perception and embrace all these gifts, you know, that you're meant to share with others. And we do have this High Lord of Gratitude and Service. So there's, when we do our work, when you've done the healing work and everything, you open this heart space within you where you want to share and help other people who've gone through similar experiences as you, where you can light the way and light a path for others to follow because you've overcome that, and we're all connected, and there are people who have similar experiences as us, and it might not be the exact same, but when you have gone through the journey and you've walked the path, there's certain tools and gifts that you can share with others to help illuminate the way for them as well. And you become that beacon of light that helps others, you know, have hope and faith that they too can overcome, you know, their darkness and face their fears. Let's say we have 7th house relationship. Yeah, so this may have to do with relationships, the relationship you have with yourself and the relationship you have with others. We have mindfulness, peaceful presence, and quiet mind. Yeah. Becoming aware of what is going on in your mind. Able to see things as they really are, knowing when something is coming from a fear mindset versus something that you are creating, where you're sending out visions of peace and love and prosperity and freedom and liberation for the planet, yourself, and for others. This unity mindset coming together where you're no longer having to have this inner conflict, this battle. You're actually coming into center and grounding yourself into your personal awareness, where these patterns, where these thoughts are no longer, you know, triggering you. You're no longer being triggered. You've healed it and coming into that place of stillness within, this peace of mind. Oh, and that's awesome. Pile number 1. We have good cheer. With kind heart and humor free, make good cheer rule, so note it be. Yeah, you have found the balance within pile number 1. You're starting to restore that balance where you're becoming this single-minded, not single-minded, but you know, this unity mindset where you're no longer battling your own fears, where your ego is not trying to dictate, you know, what you think and how you feel and how you should feel. You've healed that perspective, that mindset that you have, and you've created a relationship with those shadows. What else is ahead? We have magical powers. I weave and clear. I cast and know magic secrets to me now shift. And I love that. We have 24, 24 right underneath each other. So 6, this is balance. This is love. This is within our home life, our family. That connection. Feeling home within yourself. And when you clear this space, since we have the fire in this purple, you're being asked to work with the violet flame to cleanse and transmute these old heavy, dense energies, this old timeline that you were on, this old narrative, the story that's been playing on in your life for so long, these thoughts that have taken residence in your mind. Work with the violet flame to cleanse and transmute those energies. And what it does is it visualize like a purple gold flame surrounding your aura, and visualize it transmuting. You can even ask it to transmute any dense particles, any residual energies that are no longer serving the path moving forward for your highest good, and creating this ultimate cleansing and healing through your energies and your aura. And in doing so, you then create space for these blessings to come into your life, for higher vibrations to enter into your field, because you've removed some of this heavy debris, and now more light, more awareness, more data, more information can then enter into your awareness and illuminate more false narratives, more illusions. We're constantly growing and learning, and so there's always something to transmute and work through. So yeah, and you're going to, I love it, we have the phoenix rising from the ashes. I didn't even pick that up. But yeah, you're transforming into somebody new. Every time we do some of our shadow work, we cleanse and heal a version of ourselves, and then we step into a new version of ourselves with more awareness, more tools, more ability to see things from different perspectives. All right, what else is when we have trust your path? If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? Yeah, you're stepping onto a new path, a new journey is awaiting for you, pile number 1. So what is it that you want to do moving forward? And you have the ability to make those choices because now you're more conscious and you're more aware of what it is that you're creating for yourself, what you're manifesting through your thoughts and through your own visions, and how you feel about things and yourself and about other people. So you're being given an opportunity to make a choice and to choose your next step. What the path ahead is asking you is to choose and to make a choice on what it is that you want. And knowing that you are supported in whatever choice it is that you make. Let me get some tarot. Pile number 1. The Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands. Yeah. Look at you. You have this, like, we also have when we do the 10 of Swords and the 10 of Coins. Yeah. You have healed a lot of pain in your life. Pile number 1. You've gone through a lot. You faced a lot of fears. You faced some of your shadows. And you're at the end of the journey. And you have cleansed out some karmic patterns for you and your family and generations that have come, generations that will come after you. And you have secured this beautiful new path, new journey, this new timeline, a legacy of love and light versus one that has been very painful and traumatic. Something could have happened in your childhood, ways of doing and perceiving things, or just the way that the old ways have been programmed into so many generations. And I'm going to say abuse. I mean, it is abuse and it's neglect in a certain way, but some people are very unaware of their actions, and they're unaware of the words they choose to use and how it affects children, especially because they take, children see their parents as gods, because they're the creators, and so they want their approval all the time. And sometimes parents, when they're going through their own issues, are completely unaware of how their behaviors and their choice of words and their specific behaviors affect their children, and they're not exactly aware. They don't quite protect them enough the way that they should be protected, and they kind of expose them to things way before they're able to process them and understand them. So if you've had one of those childhoods, you have to become your own parent and reparent yourself and be there for yourself, comfort yourself, nurture yourself, be your own cheerleader, and you have done that. And because you have broken that cycle, you then can be that person who creates the generations that are that don't have the pain, they don't have the trauma, they don't have these patterns. You're able to create that legacy of light and leave that behind, which is what we're all of us light workers, everybody who's come here to do the work and the transmuting of these dense energies. That is our mission, essentially. We're here to transmute those heavy, painful, traumatic experiences and experience them, and then transform them and bring that love forward, bring that light forward. And it's been very difficult because it's something that has been going on for centuries, and it has been very hard, very traumatic, and sometimes we felt like maybe we weren't going to survive and get through them. that you've had, and you're about to liberate yourself from having any more of these connections, these traumatic experiences, or these people showing up in your life to trigger you, or to, you know, where you have to keep doing more shadow work. You have done the work. Look, we have the Chariot, strength of will, forward movement, that's what I'm talking about, and success. You have achieved that, pile number 1. And then we have the Emperor under the Queen of Wands. Look at that. You have done the work. You're standing in your strength and your power, and you're the leader for your family for generations to come. You're that example that others are going to be looking up to, because you have used your power, you have used your energy and your love to create good in your life, to be always in your heart, to constantly work with the energies and always see the good and always do your best. You've always been a fighter, and you didn't let this pain be something that made you bitter, or, you know, be a victim where you would use, you know, your pain as an excuse to then inflict that pain on the others. You said, no, that stopped with me. I know how that feels, and I don't ever want to make anybody feel like that. I don't want to be the person who causes pain on others. And it takes a lot of strength and willpower to do that. So congratulations for you, Judgment. One's upside down. Yeah. You have, you know, forgiven your oppressors, the one who've made you feel less than in some way, and or unworthy or unlovable. And you realize that it's something that you create from within, and not to seek it outside of yourself. You're the one who has to give you the love that you need, because only you know how to love yourself. Like, we can't expect others to give us our complete needs, you know, everything that we need in our you can't expect somebody else to fulfill all of your needs. There's no way anybody knows exactly what words to say. They don't know exactly how, you know, you need to be nurtured and the right thing to do. And the moment that you need support, you know, that has to come from within. You can explain and express, you know, when this is occurring, can you do this for me? But essentially it needs to come from within your being, where you nurture yourself. When you're going through something, you can give yourself that reassurance and love that you need. Ooh, and we have 4 of Coins. Ooh, there we go. Four of Coins, material attachment. Four of Coins. Why do we have 4 of Coins? Oh, maybe in the past you may have felt that it was hard for you to let go, and maybe letting go meant that, you know, you would never see these people again, or, you know, that somehow you were wrong if you chose to let go of these situations. Letting go of the past, letting go of these, you know, it can be scary sometimes, but you're essentially choosing what's best for you, because you have to do what's best for you. If we continue to hold on to people who treat us less than we're worth, and they're constantly disrespectful, and they're always putting you down, they're always trying to shame you, they're always making, you know, gaslighting you, and that somehow everything is your fault, you know, what kind of a relationship is that? And why do you want to be in a relationship that treats you that way? Relationships should come from a place of respect and wanting to build a bridge where there's understanding, and we have compassion and empathy for one another, and there's forgiveness, and there's forward movement through action, not through just words, you know. So to expect someone, when they say I'm sorry, that they're not going to do it again, and that there will be growth and there's forward movement, versus somebody who just says I'm sorry and they continue to do it over and over again, and then justify why it's okay for them to do that, you know. And you have to be okay with setting those boundaries and allowing your anger about the situation to help you reaffirm those boundaries and feel justified in saying, no, I deserve better than that. And It's okay for me to let go of those types of relationships because I know my worth and I know that I deserve better than. All right, let me get these from the Dragon Riders. Okay. They want these three on the top. So we have Confucius and Xingfu. You have come a long way along the path of mastery. Learn now from your own soul where the light of ancient knowledge shines. You are now ready to receive everything. Ooh, I love that for you, pile number 1. You're about to receive your blessings. You're about to receive your magical powers. And with the purple dragon here, this is the crown, the third eye chakra, where you're getting this elevation of awareness and perception and this connection to your spiritual gifts and your spiritual self, your higher self. And we have this blooming that's taking place. You've done the work. Ooh, look at this. Another beautiful purple dragon. We have Merlin and Liliana. Love yourself just as you are. You are amazing. And by opening yourself up to all of your different lives, you will become the sum of them. Yeah, when we're going through this healing journey and these perceptions, we realize that we have been incarnating with these same types of energies and people in our lives, just in different forms. We have been going through these same cycles for so long, trying to break the pattern, trying to transmute the energies. And when we incarnate, we lose our memory, we forget who we are. And when we start on the journey of healing and remembrance, we start to receive these downloads and this information of who we've always been. Our light can then enter into the physical body, because when you're a light being, which we essentially all are, and you come from these higher realms, and then the 3D is very dense and it's very heavy. It's hard for that light to enter into this 3D. And in order for it to enter the 3D, we have to do the transmutation. We have to do the alchemy work in the physical body to bring in the lower dense energies, to transmute them. And it creates this recycling energy where we're constantly working on healing our shadows, healing our fears, processing them, bringing our illusion to light, bringing our fears to light, taking the light into the shadows and doing that work. And the more we keep doing that and clearing out the physical vessel so it's less dense, less heavy, our soul, our higher vibration, our higher self can enter into the 3D, into the physical body, because our physical body is no longer very dense. It's able to absorb and hold more light, more information. More of our higher self can then anchor into the 3D. And that is exactly what you're doing. And the more you do that, you start to retrieve your memory of who you've been through this journey of incarnation in the 3D. You start to receive all of your spiritual gifts, your psychic gifts, your memories from your past lives and everything. The more you do that, the more that energy and that remembrance can come in. All right, we have Lady Rowena and Spencer. The quality of divine mercy will expand your maturing consciousness. Sympathy will be transformed and mercy will awaken. Yeah, and it can be hard sometimes to forgive someone when we've experienced some of these really, really toxic, narcissistic energies. But you have to see that those people are very blinded and they haven't done a lot of their healing work. They're trapped in their programs. Some of them haven't been on earth as long as you have, so they haven't been on their journey long enough to have done enough transmuting and healing work. They're still trapped in the illusion. So have empathy, compassion, and understanding for them, because they're doing as much as they can with the awareness that they have at the moment. It doesn't mean that you have to let them fully into your heart and into your life. You create those healthy boundaries that says, ooh, I can love you from a distance and appreciate that you're here, and I know your soul is doing the work that you've set yourself to do in this lifetime, and but I'm still going to protect myself and shield myself from having you in my life, and I don't really, you don't need them in your life to give you value. I'll put it that way. Know who you are, reaffirm your self-worth and your self-love, loving yourself more, having empathy and compassion for them, at a distance and be, you know, comfortable in that. Okay, don't feel no shame. Don't feel like you have to sacrifice yourself to, you know, be around people like that who don't appreciate you and just pretty much want to steal your light because they haven't figured out how to generate enough light within themselves. And so they want to kind of take it from you. Okay. All right, pile number 1. I think I'm going to go ahead and end your reading here. That is what is ahead for you. You're about to receive your mastery over the 3D. You're going to be receiving a lot of insights and downloads on the path because you have been doing your work. Work with that violet flame to keep cleansing out and transmuting some of that denser energies. I would suggest maybe doing it at nighttime before you go to bed, because this is when you're resting and you're rejuvenating anyways. So just implement that into your prayers so that you can then, as you're sleeping, while you're transmuting and clearing off this energy, you can ask to receive more downloads, more information from your higher self. Okay? All right, pile number 1, I hope this reading resonates. Please take what does resonate for you and leave the rest with love. I'd love to have you back for future readings. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'll see y'all again soon. Take care. Pile number 2, everyone who chose the turtle with the selenite. I love this card paired with this stone. It is so synchronous. And both of, so far, pile number 1 and pile number 2, the cards are very aligned with the stone of choice, because selenite works with the moon. It's named after the goddess Selene, and it has to do with, you know, the tides and changes in the moon, and, you know, water and the divine feminine, and just the shifts and changes that occur in our life, our emotions and everything. It's very good for cleansing, rejuvenating, energizing. It does cleanse other minerals as well. And then we have the turtle, and the turtle is said to have carried, you know, earth on its back in the beginning of creation, and the turtle connects to earth and water, and it says that it carries the stories, it tucks its stories through life under its shell and carries them with them, but it also combines like all elements together. So like when one story ends, another story begins. So for pile number 2, what I see ahead on the path is there's going to be this cleansing, this new story for you, a new beginning that is going to be very healing and rejuvenating. And it also relates to the divine feminine. So there's going to be a lot of healing, cleansing, rejuvenation, some, you know, and the divine feminine works with the energies of receiving and this magnetism, this magnetic energy of the pulling energy. So something's going to be coming in for you, pile number 2. All right, let's see. Let's get some more clarification. And you had several cards that were just flying out of the deck, so we may have a few to go through. All right, let's see. We have the Hawk Prince, Spirit Communication, Paying Attention. Ooh, card number 11 as well. So there's a manifestation. You're going to be receiving some insights, some downloads, perceptions. We have the shadow. Trials and tribulations. Ooh, okay, yes, that has to go with our cleansing element here. Cleansing the path, the journey that you've gone through. And we have a choice. Okay. So there's going to be a choice ahead. Something that you've overcome, pile number 2. Let's just get some more information. We have the call, honor the whisper of your soul, another 1. So we have 111. That might resonate with you, pile number 2. This is a new beginning, a new journey, a new path ahead, where you have overcome a lot of obstacles. You've overcome a lot of challenges. Let's see what else. We have the square, semi-square, quincunx, tension. Yeah, choice. There's something you're going to have to make a decision on. What else do we have? Climate. Oh. Alright, and one more of these want to come out. Balance. Some of you may be moving. Take this if it resonates for you, but yeah, there's where you're at currently, you might be experiencing a little bit of tension, you know, and you might be having to make a choice, a decision that isn't going to be, you know, necessarily good for them, because it's something that is meant for you. It's something that's going to restore your balance in your life, and it's something that you've been thinking about. Your intuition's been guiding you. Your emotions have been wanting you to make this choice for yourself. And it's not an easy choice, but it is something that's going to be necessary for your growth. Pile number 2. Yeah, for this new beginning, this path ahead. Let's see. We have prophets and ancient seers, decisions, predictive guidance. Ooh, how synchronistic is that? And then we have 18 and 18 beside each other. Yeah, there's something that's coming to an end. You're at the end of one phase and you're about to embark on a new phase. So, and it can be scary sometimes, but a lot of people are afraid to embrace change because it gets us out of our comfort zone, and you know, sometimes it seems like it's a lot of work and it's too much to deal with, and we'd rather just stay in our comfort zone of being uncomfortable and unhappy. And that essentially it becomes very stagnant to our growth and to our health, and we become very dissatisfied with life because we're so afraid of making that choice and making that decision to end something, to acknowledge when it's the end of the path. With this experience, with this person, with this job, we'd rather stay and just like grind ourselves down to like nothing, where we're completely raw and so dissatisfied and unhappy, and we'd rather choose that than to embrace the unknown, to embrace the enjoyment and the excitement and the growth that is waiting for us. You know, that becomes more scary than, you know, becoming unhappy and dissatisfied in our situations, because we understand what this is and what that offers, and we don't know what this new beginning is because it's unknown and we're afraid of the unknown. And so your guides, pile number 2, you're being asked to embrace the unknown and to make that choice, to answer the call of what your soul is urging you to do. Because essentially you're going to find your footing. You will find that walking this path, going forward and making that choice, is the best decision you will have ever made. Let's get some confirmation. We have destiny. I love it. All that I shall need to know as I walk shall now be shown. Your intuition is going to be guiding you moving forward. Listen to your heart. You're always going to be protected. You will always be guided. Don't be afraid to make this choice. It is time for you to create a new story. We have Star Mother. How can you mother yourself? Yeah. It's time for you to take care of you and do what's best for you right now. In the past, you may have thought of everybody else's needs and what's good for everyone else, and I'll put myself last. I'll just sacrifice anything that makes me happy for the good of everyone else, because this essentially in your mind, you think that is the right thing to do, and you end up neglecting, you know, your own destiny of what you were here for, what you incarnated to do, and you prevent yourself from achieving that goal by holding yourself back for others because you think that is what you're supposed to be doing. But inside, in your heart and in your mind, your intuition has been asking you. You've been has been begging you to listen and to follow this path, to go on this journey, and to trust that you're going to be guided and that you will always land firmly on your feet. You know, I'm sure it's been hard. It's hard to trust the unknown because we can be afraid of that. But when you're walking that path, that is when you're more connected. You're connected to source, you're connected to the divine, you're listening to your heart, you're following this liberation, you're liberating yourself from the chains that are holding you back. We have inner temple devotion. Tune into the portal of your heart. Yeah. Listen to your heart. Be guided by your heart, because there's this new beginning waiting for you, and it's going to lead you to your destiny. You just have to start walking one foot in front of the other, and you will find your balance. You'll find your stability. You begin to find comfort in that because you're being guided. You know, it's one step at a time, and you take each day at a time. What can you do today that's going to get you on that path of where you want to be, and not to be afraid of stepping out onto that journey of what may happen, what could happen. You know, you just have to be in that trust of your heart that you're being guided, that you wouldn't be led this way for failure. You know, trust that you will be successful, and this is your destiny, and to follow that. Can you see this? Yes. Okay, good. All right, next we have boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? Yeah, look at all these people tugging at you, you know, wanting your attention, wanting you to do for them, wanting you to fulfill their needs, you know. What about you and your needs? What about your destiny? What about why you're here and what you're meant to be doing? You know, you've postponed long enough. It's time for you to stand in your power and your strength and follow your heart. Set these healthy boundaries for yourself. Yes, you can find that balance where you choose a couple days during the week, a couple hours during each day, where it's you time. It's time for you to do something that lights your heart, that sets you on fire, that you're very passionate about doing. If it's crafting, if it's creating something, you know, whether you're a painter, you're a musician, you're an artist, you like to cook, whatever it is that you enjoy doing, it's time for you to begin doing those things for yourself and taking that time for yourself and saying, no, this is my me time. It's time for me to do what lights me up and makes me feel good, and not to feel bad about setting those boundaries for yourself, because it's now time for you to begin this journey, to listen to this call, to start fulfilling your destiny of why you are here. Pile number one. Pile number two, sorry. Let's get some confirmation with the tarot, because this is very straightforward for you, pile number two. Your destiny is waiting for you. Pile number two. Oh, let me get this card. This flew on the floor. Six of coins. We have giving and receiving. Yeah, it's time for you to receive now. You've been the one who's been the giver long enough, and when we are at a balance, we don't recognize, you know, it can feel good to give to others, but then you can kind of be resentful a little bit sometimes when you're not receiving that equal energy back, that equal understanding, that equal love, you know, the support and everything. When it's not there, you start to get resentful, and then sometimes we can turn on ourselves and say, well, why aren't I worthy? You know, how come I'm not receiving this? You know, I give to everybody else and I always do what's good. I always listen to my heart, but I'm still in this situation. Why are bad things still happening to me? You know, how come nobody is giving me this? I'm always pouring out, but I'm never receiving. And that's where you need to tap into your feminine energies, and you begin to be comfortable setting those boundaries for yourself and going within, listening to your heart, and what do I need, you know, and start asking yourself, what do I need right now to make me feel safe? What do I need right now to make me feel comfortable? What do I need right now to make me feel, you know, healed or rejuvenated and rested, or What am I passionate about? What do I need to take time for myself? And to be comfortable in that. Look at that. We have new moon. Manifest your desires. A change in direction. Yes, set those intentions where you're going to start doing something new. Start changing your patterns. Start, if you're deciding that it's time for you to move forward and to end this relationship or leave this job, make sure that you're not leaving yourself in a situation, where you're not supported, or that you can, you don't want to quit a job before you've already started a new job that's going to support you and, not leave you in a situation where you're homeless and have no place to live. You always want to make sure you got yourself covered, so don't run out and just go quit your job. It's making those conscious steps each day that's going to get you to where you ultimately want to be. And if you do have a place to go, and you're in this relationship that's been very toxic, and you're tired of being in this space, then by all means, go ahead and make that choice for yourself and end the relationship, because it's time for you to start this new cycle and to start walking towards your destiny. And then we have, what I'm seeing is we have the King of Cups upside down, and at first I wasn't going to read it, but it says emotional immaturity. This person that you're in a relationship with can be very toxic and, narcissist. Essentially, they, some of it isn't their fault, but at the same time it is, because they're making these choices and they can choose differently, just like you can. And they have been raised in a society where, the men are perceived as being superior to women, and if they haven't been raised properly to be women, to be equal to their feminine, to be equal to their wives and everything, if they've been taught that a wife is supposed to cater to the man's needs and they provide the home, they cook the meals, they do the laundry, they take care of the kids, and pretty much they're like a servant to the man. That is the programming that they have themselves. And so they kind of treat you that way, and you end up losing who you are because you're in service to them and their needs. And so you end up forgetting about your own needs because it's not a priority for them, and you haven't made it a priority for yourself. You have fallen in line and done what you're supposed to be doing according to these programs. And if this is resonating for you, you're being asked to step out of that programming, and it's now time for you to, stand up for yourself, to take your life back into your own hands and say, I don't want to be your mother. I don't want to be your servant. It's time for me to be me, especially if this person, if you've vocalized this several times and there's been no change, then it's time to move forward by all means. It's time to let that go. It's time for you to set those healthy boundaries, cut the cords to these toxic relationships, and choose yourself and put yourself of value and high worth, and love yourself, nurture yourself, because there's a part of you that doesn't see yourself as worthy, doesn't see yourself as lovable, of high worth or value, because you haven't been receiving that. And unfortunately, there can be this disconnect where we're not tapped into our divine feminine, where we don't believe we're worthy of receiving, and it feels better to give. We've been taught to give, and now we need to go be back more into balance and allow ourselves to receive, allow ourselves to love ourselves and pour into ourselves, fill our own cups. I am worthy, I am deserving, I'm allowed to take time for myself, I'm allowed to do what makes me happy, and I'm going to choose that. And anybody else who has a problem with that, then too bad. Set those healthy boundaries for yourself, and allow yourself that time to heal yourself, to nurture yourself, to rest. All right, let's get one more. We have Temperance. Let's see. Yeah. It's time for you to answer the call, of your soul, to listen to your heart, to fulfill your destiny. It's time to end these old cycles. It's time for you to move forward. It's time for you to do what lights your heart up, what makes you feel good, and not to feel guilty about it. It's time for you to choose you And if you have children, it's not saying you don't love your children and to neglect your children or anything. It's to make time for yourself. Because yes, and it's finding that balance of, you know, work, play, and rest, and making sure you schedule time for yourself. And you can even communicate this to your family. Like, you know, I need some time each day or this day where it's just me. I have had to do this myself. I'm a workhorse and I enjoy working, but I've realized that I don't allow or take time out for myself to just do something creative or do something fun or or just rest without feeling guilty. And unfortunately, this is the programming that we're taught how to be and how to live, and it's so unbalanced and so unfair. I mean, and even this is even for men, that our only value is what we can contribute and what work we do and how much money we have, and that is seen as success. And we do not glorify resting and taking time out to heal, to rejuvenate, to have fun, you know, all those things like that. We don't see a lot of that being promoted. All we see is working and making money. And the resting, the having fun, the rejuvenation and everything, that is all the feminine, you know, that is all the receiving, that is all the magnetic energy that we need, the divine feminine, the connection to earth, being in the present moment, the connection to our emotions, where we feel connected to our heart space, where we take time out to receive, where we take time out to just nurture ourselves, to rest ourselves, to have fun and enjoy being alive and just be instead of doing all the time. And it's time for you to step onto that path of owning your feminine self and being able to receive and love yourself and do things that light you up without feeling guilty or ashamed or like you have to be, you know, so many things for so many people. Ooh. All right, so I'm going to get you a couple dragon riders here. We have Aradia and Nis. Aradia has spoken. Your inner servitude is over. Your beliefs and dependencies are melting away. I am awakening the magic that will free you. Know that freedom begins in thoughts. Look at that. You're being asked to free yourself from your mind of feeling like you have to be a servant to everyone else. And it's time for you to be more independent and to stand on your own, to create these healthy boundaries and say enough is enough. It's time for me now. A lot of people who get into some of these relationships, whether we realize it or not, we've been codependent, where we're afraid to be on our own. We're afraid that we can't make a choice and you know, be happy in our choice. You know, we have to look to others to give us, you know, confirmation and approval, and it's time for you to give that approval to yourself. You deserve love. You deserve time for yourself. You deserve somebody supporting you. You deserve somebody who to be your equal, to be a partner, not your boss. Ooh. All right, there's another one in here that's upside down. Okay, let's see. We have Malayo and Shumuchadlu. I'm not sure how you say these guys. Okay, Malayo has spoken. I am the light in the darkness, and I will guide you back to divine love. All lower energy must bow before my power. Oh, I love that. Yeah, divine love. What is true love for you? This is a heart activation. You're going to be receiving more insight into the path going forward of what it is that you need for yourself and what true love is. All right, we have air in Othala. Strive for divinity in your words, thoughts, and deeds, and shape your life according to your desires. The magic required for this is entering your life now. Yeah, I love that. Pile number 2. This has been your reading. I'm rooting for you to stand in the power, to own your strength, to own your divine femininity, where it's okay for you to receive. And it's time for you to move forward. It's time for you to step on this new path and to create this path for you that comes from your heart, where you're doing what feels right for you, where you start learning to be able to receive and Do some things that just light you up, where you're no longer feeling, held back or being trapped in a situation that is very, toxic and challenging and not very supportive of you and your light and everything that you deserve. Okay? All right. I hope this reading resonates. If it does, please like, share, and subscribe. I'd love to have you back for future readings. Y'all take care and have a blessed day. Welcome, pile number 3. This is your reading. What I love about these cards that came out with these particular stones is that each card has aligned with the mineral. And Shatukai is a stone for people who are very connected to their intuition and their psychic abilities, and it helps you to channel energies, channel wisdom, insights. And the unicorn is very high vibrational. It connects to the 9th dimensional realm with the higher perspectives and energies and light beings. And unicorns are very pure, they're very innocent. The way that they see things is very connected to source. So they're able to see through the shadows and illuminate the illusion. So let's see what your reading is about. Pile number 3. What is ahead on the path? Okay, we have the Horse King, assistance and control. Isn't that pretty wild? Let's see, is this centered? Let me check. I just twisted it. Okay, let's see. Assistance and control. We have the Monarch victorious. You hold the key to an awakened life. Set yourself free. Alright, so you have some higher insights, or you're going to be receiving some assistance from your guides on how to perceive a certain situation. Something that's on your path ahead. We have Capricorn achieve. Look at this. We have this forward movement for you where you're able to control your perception. You're able to control your mind and deciding the path that you're going to be walking on moving forward. Yeah. Let's see. Next we have midheaven. Yeah, you're moving forward to your destiny, to your North Star. You're going to be achieving a goal. There's something that you have in mind, something that is waiting for you. What you're here to do, this goal that you want to achieve, this liberation. Yeah, you're liberating yourself from your mind, from these false illusions, being able to quiet the mind, controlling the mind, which has been a lot of work. It's been a lot of dedication, and you have been able to balance the duality and achieving that unity mindedness, that one-mindedness, where the two are blended. The divine masculine and divine feminine have now become one within, which has been your destiny. Yeah, the ego, I know they call them ego deaths, and it's a version of that ego, because we need our ego essentially, because our ego it relates to our divine masculine energies, and it is our support system, where we, instead of becoming your critical mind, the one that dictates and tries to control and see things from these lower perspectives, we teach our ego how to perceive things. I believe we develop our ego when we're a child, and we don't understand how to process traumatic situations because we don't have the proper tools. We don't have the emotional maturity to understand the situation and process it with enough wisdom to understand what's going on. And so we develop the ego, and the ego is there to remind us of a situation that we've experienced where we had no control, and it was traumatizing. And so anytime we get triggered by something that brings up that memory that we experienced where we had no control and this was the outcome. And so it always responds with fear. It always wants us to react immediately because it's like a defense mechanism. And so it's on high alert all the time, and it's always very reactive. And when you start doing the shadow work, and when you start facing your fears, and you start illuminating, those triggers and understanding where they come from, you start training your ego to become your ally and your best friend. The ego no longer becomes this critical mind that doesn't want you to listen to your heart. It ends up becoming, something that shows you where, when you receive an emotion, when you receive, an intuition, sometimes your mind will want to say, oh, that's not true, or, that's a lie, or you're lazy, whatever it is that your ego has you perceive things. You end up training the ego how to perceive things. And those triggers, the things that do come up that makes the ego reactive, it no longer becomes triggers anymore, because you've been able to go into the shadow, to face the fears, to understand where they originated from, where they came from, what am I so afraid of? And when you start asking those questions and you start deep diving and you go within and you illuminate the shadows, you illuminate your fears, and you start uncovering the hidden treasures and the hidden truths and the things that lie within, you start to attain this balance and stability, and you gain these higher insights. You start gaining mastery over your mind and mastery over the ego, and your ego becomes subservient, and it becomes your friend and your ally and your support system, where it's no longer controlling and dictating, how you react and respond to things from a fearful mindset. You become aware and conscious and in control, and you then become the comforting, nurturing one to that child that was experiencing those things where it had no control. You understand what is happening. You understand how to set those healthy boundaries. You understand when somebody is trying to lie to you and manipulate you, and you're able to set those distances and boundaries and not allow them, power over you anymore. You're the one who is claiming power over yourself. You're the one who is fully aware and fully conscious of who you are and who you allow in your life, and which emotions you I don't want to say control you, but you tap into your emotions, and you've understood what your emotions mean. You open yourself up to feel and allow yourself to feel them without being afraid of how you feel. Look at that achievement, completion, reward, congratulations. Yes, you have reached the end of a cycle. You've won, you've completed. Look at this castle right here. It's coming home, like within yourself, and finding, connecting to your higher self, feeling one within your own being, and no longer needing to look outside of yourself for any kind of approval. You have achieved a high level of awareness. We have creativity. Look at that, 33 master number. And we have 2 7s here as well. By all above and all below, let me connect, let creativity flow. Sorry, I messed that up. Yeah, you're activating more connection to your divine self, and allowing yourself to connect and tap in to your intuition, to your insights, allowing creativity to flow through you. There's this forward movement for you, pile number 3, where you have overcome, you've achieved such a mastery that you're being asked to now create from that space. And we have the crumbling, what are you clinging to? Yeah. I don't see, you know, you may be having a couple of tower moments, but I don't see that for you, pile number 2. What I see is that you're creating a new foundation for yourself and letting go of any fear so that you can have this forward movement, so that you can achieve your goals and achieve this destiny, and laying a solid foundation that's built from a place of this higher knowledge and wisdom is going to be what sets you free. You're missing a few cards, so let me get you. Let's see. Let me do this one here. Okay, we have M. Rama. You are being called to journey. Where are you being called to journey to? Okay, yeah, there's this forward movement, and you have these choices, and it's time for you to move forward and to start this journey of receiving, you know, all these rewards and blessings that are meant for you on the path. You have achieved and completed a life cycle. Done a lot of healing work. Yeah. It's pretty straightforward for you, file number 3. I'm not sure what other information I can get. Let me see. Ooh, okay, so we had these cards wanted to come out for you. Let's see. We have Trip the Light. Fantastic. Dance with the universe. Isn't that awesome? Yeah, you're being asked to serve. Having overcome and reached the state of high level vibration and achievement, coming home within yourself. This is your higher self being able to guide you, being able to be downloaded into the 3D here. The castle, my dreams become altered by the color of your dreams. I love it. We have the castle on here twice. Yeah, it is coming home to yourself, to who you really are, the true version of you, without all these illusions and these fears and lifetimes of having to go through these traumas, of having to have all these lower vibrational energies and these patterns of, you know, unhealthy relationships and unhealthy environments. Oops. We have Afterglow of Land gracefully. I love it. Yeah, this is your higher self. You are downloading your higher self into the 3D, and it takes a little bit of time to keep doing the cleansing work. So work with the violet flame, you know, and ask it to continue to transmute into these dense particles so that you don't have so much of you know, an issue downloading this light coming into your body. I mean, look at these orbs of light. There's a lot of information coming in for you, pile number 3. A lot of love. You're going to feel so free. You're going to be so happy that you have done this. You have ascended. You've done all the work that you've come here to do. You've passed the test. Oh, I just got emotional for you, pile number 3. You've done it. You've completed the karmic cycle. You've transmuted all of these, all this energy, all the pain, all the feelings of unlovable, and you see through the illusion now. You're rising out of the 3D matrix, and you've just done so much work for yourself. Look, it's me time. Enjoy your own company. It is time for you. It's time for you to just sit back and relax and just enjoy, you know, the path ahead now, because you've done so much work. You've been cleansing and working through incarnation after incarnation, you know, always looking to transmute the lower dense energies and the pain and the struggle and the illusions and all the fears and bringing them to light. And now you're being showered with this cleansing, healing, rejuvenating energy, and you're being asked to take some time out for yourself and to enjoy, you know, who you are and remembering who you are, this beautiful light being, this incarnated angel here on the earth plane. Yeah, and now it's time to think about what it is that you do want to create. What do you want to bring forward? You know, where do you want to go? What do you want to do? with this blessing, this offering that's coming in for you now. Yeah, this is beautiful. You hold the key to an awakened life. Set yourself free. You have set yourself free from the 3D. You have done it. You have graduated. Congratulations. Congratulations. That's exciting. Let me get some tarot for you. Pile number 3. Okay, we have Page of Coins. Yep, setting goals. The foundation. Yeah. We got some good news. You've been working hard. We have the 6 of Coins. Giving and receiving. Ooh. We have the Queen of Wands. Look at that. Let me get another card for you. Yeah, you're standing in your power. You're standing in your strength. You have no problem like helping others. But also make sure that you have that balanced out with giving to yourself as well. You know how to balance. You know when to give and when not to give. When to set those healthy boundaries. How to still have empathy and compassion. Be confident with who you are and your skills. We have the Knight of Swords. Let's see what the last one is. The Fool. Yeah. Okay. Knight of Swords. Coming and going. Yeah. Alright, so there's a lot of forward movement for you for this new beginning, this new adventure that you're on, to be confident moving forward, because there's going to be some insights that come in for you that's going to help direct you on the path going forward. Listen to your heart, listen to your intuition, and just be guided on the path. What is going to light you up? What sets you free? What ignites that spark within you? What is it that you want to create for yourself now? And it's time for you to be on the receiving end. Pile number 3. It is beautiful. Let's get some dragon riders for you before we close out this reading. For one, we have Raphael and Tobit. Raphael has spoken. My name means God heals, and I am sending you my light. You will receive the gift of divine order on every level. Whoa! Isn't that amazing? I love Raphael. He's such a great teacher. He offers a lot of wisdom. He offers a lot of healing. Definitely work with him. Ask him to be one of your guides. He's going to help heal your auric field from the past traumas so that you can help anchor in this higher light being, so as to work with him to restore your energetic field. Pile number 3. What is ahead for them on the path? We have Saradwin and Baldwin. I think that's how you say it. See the wonders around you and honor this incarnation. The here and now is the stage on which you will encounter and learn to love yourself. Woo, and it's 22. 22 does connect to Archangel Raphael, the healer, working with that, the violet flame. Continue to work with that violet flame. Ask Archangel Raphael. This is also Saint Germain and I think Zedekiel. They are also keepers of the flame, the violet flame. Work with them to help bring in that transformation. Allow yourself to receive the healing. Allow yourself to love yourself. That has been, unfortunately, it's so hard for us to love ourselves, right? It's so hard for us to forgive ourselves, to nurture ourselves, and to accept that we're deserving. It is so wild that is so hard for us when we can freely give it to others, but we have such a hard time giving it to ourselves because we believe that we're unworthy and undeserving. And that's the programming, right? Where we have to, just us being alive is sinful, and we don't deserve and that we're constantly having to repent, and that's not true. True is we're always deserving. We were born deserving. We're born worthy and loving. We are God's creations, and we were born imperfectly perfect and unique and beautiful, and we're all meant to help co-create, and we're all versions and little sparks of God, so we're all perfect in God's image. So love yourself because you are definitely worthy. We have Cat Joker. The time has come for action. You will receive all only by being prepared to give all. Love it. Love yourself. Give all to yourself. All your love, all your kindness, all your nurturing. And the more you give to yourself, the more you have to give to others, is what this is saying. Fill your own cup so that you can give more to others. Ooh, we got Clairaudient. I love her. The time for the highest divine love has now come. Be open and gentle in every life situation. Yeah, have compassion for others. Your higher self is anchoring into your physical form, and you'll be able to see things as they really are. Be sure to be gentle with yourself during this time, because you can feel sometimes it can be very heavy because you're going through this healing process, and so you may be needing extra rest. Sometimes you can need extra food. Just listen to your body and be guided on what to do to take care of yourself and love and nurture yourself. And the more you do that, the more you will know who is right for you to give your love to, and who to set those healthy boundaries around. You can still love everyone and have love for everyone, but you have to set those healthy boundaries where, you know, not everybody is always looking to, you know, receive. You know, sometimes people just like to complain and talk and vent, and not everybody's looking for help, you know, or change or growth. And so just know who to pour your energy into, who's looking to change, who's looking for growth, who's looking for your wisdom, and asking for your wisdom, and to be open and gentle in giving that information out. Pile number 3. All right, I hope this reading resonates with you. Pile number 3, we have 222. You can look that up. With the angel numbers, I love Joanne Scribes. I always look to her angel numbers for inspiration and connection to my guides. So, yes, I'd love to have you back for future readings. Please like, share, and subscribe. I hope you have a blessed day, and take care. I'll see you again.